Make sure you're it's Purp, and welcome to the Purp Show, Season 2, Episode 2. The best of times, the worst of times, remembering power. This is a special episode where we're just gonna talk about power and just the finale, the future, and just random other shit. I got some special guests with me: Oliver Queen, General Zod, Rashad G reviews, and comic chats, aka Danny. Um, but before I get into just everything, I'll just want to go around and introduce people and whatnot. And why not start with, of course, PB comes in. What's good, PB?
See, it's always the white man starting shit. I knew it was the white guy who shot Ghost. Bastard.
I wish PB would watch this show though, because I'm pretty sure he would have a lot to say about it as well. But I wanted to start off with the intros, just going around introducing everybody. Let's start with Rolliver, Rolliver Queen. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Rover Queen, man. Happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Purp. I'm ready to talk shit about power, man. Woo.
All right, General Zod. I know everybody's favorite villain to hate. He comes from Krypton. He got his neck snapped by Zod. He's back, unfortunately, but go
Hey
ahead.
there, it's the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money taking the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain here in YouTube entertainment, Mr. General Zod. And thank you for having me. I feel like I'm the only one who's going to be defending power tonight.
All right, Rashad, let me know.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to follow, man. After my man Zai just went, that was a hell of an intro. Shit, I don't know if I can top that. But yeah, this is Rashad from Rashad G Reviews. I've been reviewing Power for the past couple of years since season 4. I already put out a video talking shit about it, but that's okay. I still got a lot more shit to talk about it, so I'm ready to get into the damn thing.
All right, Danny. Danny, you there?
Uh-oh. I think General Zod took him out.
There can be only one.
Kneel before Zod.
Don't get him started on that shit. But yeah, man. I'll say Danny's intro for him. Well, I don't know his intro, but he talks a lot about just anything pop culture and whatnot. I got everybody's what I'm saying, channels in the description below. Definitely subscribe to every single one of them. But to start off the night, why not talk about the season finale and just season 6 as a whole? I'll go last. I want just to get everybody else's thoughts and feels about the finale and the season overall. So to start with, let's start with Rolliver.
All right. So I watched the finale yesterday. I thought it was alright. Like honestly, I really didn't have any sort of emotional pull to it, and I can honestly say that's been my opinion for like the past season. It's just been a, a pack of mid, to be honest. Just a whole pack of mid. Like I feel like the best way to describe like this season is kind of like a comic book. Like Ghost dying was the event, and then all the side stories were just like a bunch of tie-ins. And out of all the tie-ins, the only ones that I really enjoyed, I think, was Tommy's. Like that was like the only side story that I enjoyed. Just seeing things from his point of view and him being the main focus. That by far was the best episode. But as for the like finale in general, it's I mean, it was alright. I'm actually kind of upset that the leak that we got like a week or two ago, was it that the leak came out? Like
Yeah.
I'm really upset that that's what it was. Because 50, I think I remember listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and they said that 50 was on Instagram saying that they filmed 9 different fucking endings for it. And then come to find out, like I was thinking, all right, cool. So if we already got the leak, there's no way in hell that this episode is gonna play out the way we think it's gonna play out. That's exactly what it fucking did. That's exactly what it did. So that was a huge disappointment. Am I gonna check out the other shows? Yeah. I mean, I'm at this point, like, I'm very invested in the show. Like, I hate to say it, but it's so rich. I think what's the word I'm looking for? It's a ritual for me. Like, I wake up on Sunday, and the first thing I do is watch Power, and I got shit to do on Sunday. So what else am I gonna do? I'm fucking gonna watch Power. But,
and then we're gonna talk about it.
And then we're gonna fucking talk about it. But overall, man, it was decent. Like, it's hard for me to feel like this is an ending with book 2 right around the corner. Like it.
When is book 2 supposed to come out?
This summer.
I didn't want to see that shit. Let's go.
But yeah, man, that's just my overall thoughts on like season 6. It was decent, but it's hard. It's hard for me to feel like it's ending. Like it sucks that Ghost is dead.
Yeah,
he's obviously the best character.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, it's obviously that he was the best character and stuff, but I don't know, man. It's a pack of mid, honestly.
All right. So, next person we're gonna go to Mr. General Zod, because I really want to hear this shit.
I'm coming in hot. Everyone's gonna hate me. Go ahead, go on my channel and view my video because I've got some spicy comments already. But I gave it a 10. I loved it.
Wow.
I do. I braced myself.
You gave the
I wore my
episode a 10.
Best. I wore my snap. My
episode of 10.
I gave it a solid 10.
What the fuck?
A solid 10. That's terrible.
Dude, that's wild, bro.
You gotta change it to a negative 10.
To be fair, before y'all start hating me up in the comments, just remember I watched Game of Thrones, so anything could have been a 10 that I watched immediately after, and Power just happened to be the series that I watched. So, I mean, that could be it. If you saw Game of Thrones, it was literally fucking hours of walking. So when I saw people doing shit, I was like, oh, 10 right away. Like, no, I'll get into my reasons, but I felt like, look, when it comes to series finals, for me, for a season to work, questions I had from the very start have to be addressed by the very end. And I watched it closely. I watched the Power Confidential. I went back through and I even fact-checked them and went back through the old episodes because I'm watching it with my girl now. And a lot of what she said, she actually did in this final episode. She addressed things right down to the fucking title of the episode, because the very first episode was things don't go exactly how we expect, and then this one is, or things don't go according to plan, or it doesn't go according to plan, or something like that. And then the end of the episode is exactly how we planned, which was a callback from the first episode. And I think it's cool when a director writes and actually fucking addresses issues that they bring up in their very first episode. I can respect someone who actually gives a shit enough to harken back to something that they did at the very first season, which Games of Thrones did not. So, I mean, that's how I felt about it. And, when we talked to about the episode, I'll give you some examples, but, my questions were answered. Things were wrapped up. I liked what happened to certain characters. The narrative was a little bit messy at times. Tommy's episode was the best. Hashtag Tommy's the GOAT. But that's pretty much it. Comics Chat is just mad because Ghost died and Tommy left like a beast. I'm sorry that happened.
I want to read this comment that Tommy just put up. Zod, you can't count to 10. Stop. I agree. But yeah, all right. So that's all you got to say?
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. You know, let the hate flow.
Next person I'll go to is Rashad. Let me know what you thought about just this season and just the season finale. Well, the series finale overall.
All right, well, you know what? All right, General Zod, I thought was tripping when he said at 10. You know, I was one of the people that laughed. But I gotta say, I do agree that Game of Thrones ended so terribly where, yeah, anything after that is a 10. So, yeah, this finale is not the worst that I've ever seen. It did answer a lot of questions. It did close a lot of situations. It did, you know, leave a lot of things open for the future. But the thing that really messes the episode up for me, which I'm sure we're going to get to later on, is, you know, the outcome of what happened. And it's like, you know, okay, that the outcome happened. I'm like, I knew it. I predicted this was going to happen, but I hated to be right because it pissed me off. Like, I knew it was going down like that. So now we have the ending of one of the most iconic characters in gangster shows or TV or in movies or whatever, in Ghost. You know, his demise was so anticlimactic. He went out like a sucker, you know, to get killed by his own son. And now we have to have book 2 starring not the mama from Dinosaurs. I'm not with it. You told me we have to watch a whole series now with this guy here that I know. You may give me life, but you're never my father. No, fuck you, Ghost. No. Get him out of here. So yeah, the finale was trash just off of that strength. But as far as the episode itself, it kept me engaged. I was into it. You know, besides Tasha and Tariq, everything else I thought was all right. And I think Ghost should have been given a better farewell than that, man. He was the headline of the show for years, the most gangster motherfucker. And he went out like a sucker. That's all I got to say about that, man.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I feel you on that. All right, let's go to Danny. How you feel about it, man?
This is some bullshit. I don't know what the hell the most negative number I can give it. Negative quadrillion. What the fuck? This wasn't no damn 10. I can tell you that. If I have known when I saw Confidential and Courtney talking about she wrote this shit to center around Tasha. Now let me say this disclaimer: I'm not a sexist. I love women. I think they all got their place. I'm not saying that. I'm saying on this particular show, I don't give a damn about no fucking Tasha. I'm trying to see Ghost make it. Ghost didn't make it. His punk ass son shot him. And I didn't see nothing in this show to see where Ghost's son should hate him the way he did. Because Ghost did everything to protect and shield Tyreek, but Tyreek got his ass on his shoulders for whatever reason. Listen to that dumbass Kanan. And now it's all jacked up. I think this series finale stinks. I didn't like it worth a damn. Courtney pissed me off when she talking about she can relate to Tasha and she wrote this because a woman gives her heart to somebody and then they break it and all this kind of stuff. And then how I knew it was bull crap because Tasha, the actress that played Tasha, was actually upset and pissed off because Ghost didn't leave her nothing. And Courtney had to check her and say, look, you just not plotting to kill this man and you want his money? So to me, it was just crazy. I didn't like the way it ended. I know Ghost is a bad guy, but I was cheering for the bad guy. I wanted him to make it. I think if he'd have gotten to the governor's office, he could have saved Tyreek dumbass. But my favorite scene in this whole thing was when they was in the apartment and he told Tasha, you didn't want this Ghost. You want the Ghost back then that to be the biggest drug dealer in the world. Only if they would have followed Ghost. And this one time I'm with Zod. I wish Tommy would have smoked Tasha in the apartment when he had the chance to do it, but he didn't do it. But to me, this is a negative 2 million times 2 million times 2 million. I hate this shit, and I ain't supporting no damn book 2. It doesn't go on there.
That's fair. That's fair.
Shit sucks.
All right. Now that we got like the energy, we know the energy in the room right now, so I might as well give you my take on how I felt about it. You know, even doing my review, I just felt really uninspired, and that's what I really felt. This ending was very uninspired. They didn't even try. It didn't even seem like they tried. And if they were going to go the father son route, they could have done something more creative than just be like, oh yeah, let's just pick the obvious. I don't know if anybody's seen Boardwalk Empire, but the way that ended, that was perfect. That was perfect, dude. Like, because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Nobody was
I
expecting.
remember seeing it, but I don't know how it ended though.
Yeah, I won't spoil it for nobody that hasn't seen it, but it's just I will say the highlights of the episode probably was when Tyreek was looking at Kanan's ghost,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah, I agree.
the very ending before the credits come when you see like it's not it's 96. You got the younger ghosts and the younger Tommy and stuff, so that gets me excited for book three. But the whole the whole just Tyreek being a mama's boy shit is just it irks me. It definitely irks me.
Perp, let me
And
ask you this: do you think
go
they're
ahead.
gonna let Tasha be in book two, get out of jail or whatever?
That's what it's looking like. It's looking like that, and it's looking real messy. It's just and for people to just like I just want people, even General Zod, people for the people that actually like this episode to really just think about, does this make sense and are you satisfied with this ending? Because this is a series finale. You know, I was expecting just way more. I I want to know what Courtney Kemp's original idea was because I know she had an original idea and she changed it last minute to this what we got now.
She told
Um,
you on confidential that bull crap. She trying
but
to lead us to believe that the whole time she had this in her mind that Tasha was going to be the last person standing. That's what she said.
that's terrible.
She
Mm.
said
That's,
Tasha said the first line of this series, and she made sure Tasha said the last line of this series.
that's terrible.
Mm.
But my thing is like even going starting up with this whole season, like this is the thing I hate their marketing because their marketing is such bullshit. What did they market? How did they market this season when we first saw it? It was Team Ghost or Team Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
We got
Oh
none of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't got none of that. Because I
Oh
was like, that
shit.
Email
that would
stuff.
have been that would have been a great ending to this
Mm-hmm.
series if it was just like even somebody else. I was watching a bunch of live streams about it. Somebody if it was just Tommy and Ghost, like Tommy had his crew and Ghost had his crew, or whatever the fuck, or you know. But somebody brought it up like Rolliver made a good point about this too, that Kanan was killed off way too soon, and they could
Yep.
have used Kanan,
Yep.
like because the perfect time to use Kanan is when Ghost went to jail in the fourth season. He could have easily, you know, uh, came up,
Mm-hmm.
like took the crown pretty much, and then season six, it's all about Ghost trying to take that crown back type shit, and it's just you got Kanan's got his crew, and Ghost got his crew, and he has to team up with Tommy.
Hell, I would have been happy if Ghost would have went and be governor and let them live that damn life. I mean,
Hmm.
Yep.
All right, look, hey, real quick, can I get my theory on that real quick about the whole how
Go ahead.
season six started? All right. So yeah, season six, the marketing at first, like you said, was Team Tommy versus Team Ghost. And also this is the last season. This is the last hurrah. And then 50 gets on Instagram and says, you know what? Nope, I changed my mind. This is not gonna end. Power never ends. So I think they went into season six with the intent of ending the show. And I think that's how they started to write it. But then when 50 and the
Hmm.
powers that be said, you know what? Nah, because people watch this show and I ain't got shit else going on. So let's keep power going. So now they go with the whole Scooby Doo mystery, who shot Ghost. And now every character gets their own episode because this is their pilot spinoff. So yeah, it probably started out that way. Yeah, it would have ended like that on some gangster shit, Ghost versus Tommy, who comes out on top. But nah, they said, no, we're gonna milk this thing for everything that it has. That's why I'm not gonna support the other spinoffs, except for maybe the Tommy one. I'll probably watch a couple of episodes of that because I fucks with Tommy. But other than that, nah, I'm checking out. I'm done.
I think they might be had to change it too because they was having some problem with stars trying to re-sign them and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they wasn't trying to pay Amari like that. He wasn't getting paid that much.
Really?
Yeah, because you'll notice that when you go back and watch the series, you notice how they like. I think once they get to season 4 or 5, that's when you start seeing less of him. You start seeing less of Ghost and stuff and whatnot. And he doesn't even. I don't even think he does the Power Confidentials or nothing like that.
No, he didn't show up. He filmed something. They say he had to do something, but he sent a video clip thanking the fans and saying he appreciated that he didn't know really true fans until he became Ghost, and he appreciated them being the Ghost and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, because like I heard there was a whole bunch of scenes with that. Like Amari wasn't getting paid like that, which was fucked up because you're the lead and you're
the two highest paid should have been him and Tommy.
That's a damn shame.
And my thing about season 6, like it seems like they're trying to do way too much. Like it seemed like they put 2 seasons into one, like 2 season ideas into just one. Because I heard rumors that there was supposed to be a 7th season, but they ended up just saying F it.
I think they did stuff to piss fans off. Like, why in the hell would you fire the bald-headed guy, hire that Asian guy back, and he's an asshole, and he hires Sax back? I mean, why the hell would you do that only to piss the fans off? Because everybody knows Sax is dirty as shit. He's dirtier than Ghost and Tommy. They put him back on top.
Good point. Not only do they put him back on top, but also they troll the fans by letting Tariq. If there's any Tariq fans, please let me know. If anybody fucks with this kid, let me know. All right.
I gotta say, like,
anger, but I can't stand that kid.
I can't either, bro. Me and you on the same boat, bro.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say? Zach?
I gotta say, if there is one thing, like throughout this whole entire, and I said this in my video too, despite the love I have that no one else has this episode, I said this was probably the only time in the whole series where I actually felt anything for his character. Because I'm gonna kind of play devil's advocate here.
For who?
Because I guess that's why I'm on this panel, and I'm a villain.
Who'd you feel?
Because I'm opposite of Batman. Don't glare at me. Don't glare at me. This is what Zod does. Or Tommy. But no.
Please elaborate about that. Okay, when did you feel anything for Tariq in this episode?
I have not for the whole entire series, but I will give one thing. Okay, I can buy the separation thing because back when I was a young Kryptonian, Zod went through problems with the family. That's what led me to world domination. And it was straight up parent issues. So it was just the way he delivered his lines, people. Nah, the kid can't act. But
I will say
I felt he acted much better in this episode.
I will somewhat agree with what you just said. You know, he did show off somewhat acting chops, but it's still cringy as fuck.
I'd have to say, if you comparatively take any other time he's been on screen to this one episode in isolation, he was not half bad. I mean, just go back through and think about any time he's delivered a line, anytime he's had to be emotional or anything like that. I even went after Raina's death. I was like, this motherfucker doesn't emote. Like, I hate Brie Larson, and I'm starting to see shades of this. And
He's
his
like
acting
every
is
role,
like
every role he's ever played in. In Barbershop, he was like that. Barbershop 3, he was like that. Any role he's like that, just blank face. Like, yeah.
yeah, there's like nothing. But I think it worked for this episode because he had to be like that through this episode. So I guess it actually worked to his favor. I think what the problem is they need to give him a better direction. Who's ever directing him is doing a fucking terrible job. I think he has to play to a certain range, and they're not meeting that range. Because remember, it's not just on the actor to deliver a line per se, it's also the director to direct them and give them cues on what they're trying to hit. You can have the greatest actor in the world, but if you don't direct them properly, then you're not going to get what you want from the scene. So, I mean, just looking at that last moment, I did believe him when he was messed up about his mom going to jail. Like, I'm sorry, that was pretty. I mean, he looked like he was really crying. I brought it.
Let me tell you something. Tariq has been shedding alligator tears for I don't know how long. There's no time where he cried where it was sincere. He was faking it. He fake cried when his daddy died. He fake cried at Raina's funeral when he was so no, my sister's gone. But he fake cried just so he can tell Dre that he was about to be ambushed, so he can get up out of there. There's no redeeming quality to it. The thing about Tariq that really chaps my ass is that he has no code. He has no code. He has no loyalty. He's fake. He's phony. He puts on for his own little whatever motivation. But the kid, he's a scumbag. There's nothing good about him.
And I think he doesn't for his mama. Go ahead, Rob.
And I think I feel like that's on purpose, though. I feel like that's what his motive is, because think about it too. Like, we all hate Tariq, but I think that is the point. I think the way,
yeah.
I think
a perfect example. I'll give you again Game of Thrones, because that's the best way I know how to correlate this. Fucking Game of Thrones. But anyways, look at the little kid from Game of Thrones, the king, Joffrey. Look at Joffrey. How many people hated Joffrey? They would literally like berate him at like signings and shit like that.
But no, I think the hate for Tyreek is way higher.
Yeah,
higher.
Nah, man, they were throwing stuff at him.
The actor wasn't getting death threats like that. Like, people really want like Michael Rainey Jr. dead, like in real life. Like,
so people sent death threats to Joffrey too. They're like, "How could you cut off Ned Stark's head?" He's like, "I didn't do it. It was the script."
But have you said that? And then what happened? They gave the fans what they wanted. They gave us Joffrey on a silver platter, poisoned, dead. I applauded when that part happened. Joffrey doesn't have his own show. Tariq is
me too. I'm not gonna lie. That is some trolling stuff, because I've said it with on my channel with Comics Chat and Purp. I've said, like, I don't think he has the charisma or the chops to hold his own in a show. He has to be with someone who's essentially the star. You can't sell me on him being a star.
I will be on there for a year or two. They're gonna change actors. There ain't no way you're gonna carry that no 2 or 3 seasons.
Look at it this way, right? This is why Tyreek holding his own series is gonna fail. Simple as this: he ain't gonna have no quotables. What we gonna quote from Tyreek? My mom. I did it for my mama.
Hey! I be doing stuff for my mama.
Honestly, I'm like you. What do you see when you see me? I'm you, Ghost. I'm you, Dad. That's what that fucker said. The other time you call him Ghost, then you gonna call him Dad.
Honestly, I have a theory.
Go ahead.
Honestly, my theory is that I wouldn't be surprised if before this there wasn't really any plans, for a Tyreek sequel or a book 2. But again, it's just another instance of trolling. I would not put it past 50 to peep the reception of Tyreek and it's like, oh, for y'all hate Tyreek, I'm gonna give him a show. I would not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's true.
That is such a 50 thing to do.
50 is a marketing genius, so you're probably right.
Yes, yeah.
And he's the ultimate troll. You look up troll in the dictionary, there's a picture of 50 winking at the camera.
Exactly.
Now, I wanna get Rolliver's and Rashad's reaction to their thoughts on this. The moment that they pulled back Tasha's wig off in slow motion. Yeah.
Oh my
God.
Oh.
Yo, when that happened, I was like, yo, that shit is gold.
Man, she still had makeup, man, and her braids were straight.
Yo,
Who the hell have makeup like that in prison?
All you see is forehead. Yo, you don't see no braids. You see all forehead before you see braids.
Dude, look like Kai Green, the bodybuilder, man. Nah. if you pull a picture of a Kai Green, man, that's how Tasha looks.
Yo, but I do have to say this.
Can I just ask a question now that Purp brought this up? And maybe it's just me, because, I'm Tommy here, but what the fuck was the deal with the slow motion for that? They did like a straight 300 scene. I was lost.
You know what? I think they did that though. This is where I'll give it a plus. I feel like Tasha comes from this very privileged background. She married Ghost. She has all this money. She came from the hood. It was a nice come up from the hood to Ghost and everything that happened. But her being in that scene and taking off that wig is kind of like a back to basics. Kind of just like a deconstruction of the character. So when we get to book 2, it's gonna be
back to chicken head status.
Back to chicken head status to come back to
half smart chicken head.
Have smart chicken head. But yeah, so by the time we get to book 2, she's gonna have to work her way to, I don't know, maybe become the Tasha that we know again. But I do appreciate the symbolism of there, because dude, that took me by surprise.
You know what no one here has highlighted yet,
bro.
Like,
oh, you're cold.
You ain't right.
You're cold.
She had the Iverson braids.
Looking like Cleo's little sister from Set It Off.
Oh shit!
She gonna be rocking
I saw
one of
that
these.
movie in theater. Yeah.
She gonna be rocking do-rags.
Bro, Tariq wearing the two-rag was so out of place.
Yeah, that seemed like they forced that.
Yeah,
like,
but
bro,
Tasha,
you
know what, Tasha, the disrespect for Tasha. I mean, I don't fuck with her character, but I did kind of feel bad for her when Ghost called her a half smart chicken head.
I did go because you see how she did that, man. She about to fuck him up. He's a good dad. She planted that gun. I didn't feel bad for it at all. I'm glad.
I mean, like I said, it was for a moment. It was for a split moment. But then I said, nah, yeah, she is a chicken head.
Yeah, but no one highlighted the most awesome scene. And this is one thing. This is why there's things in the series. I'm doing air quotes here. Series final that were that bullshit. I knew it was no damn series final. But anyways, there were some things, and one thing that I appreciated was she was always straight ratting people out. Like, she tried to do poor guy who's trying to do right by his daughter, and that pissed me off. Like, he just got out, he's trying to, be a good dad to his daughter, and she gonna frame him for her husband's murder.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is so dirty. So I thought that was actually a great moment in the show, that she actually comes up with some bullshit scheme and gets caught in her lies. Like, dude was smart enough to go to the store and get himself on camera. That was a great scene. I loved it. I was like cheering. I was like, yes.
And then she said she learned it from Ghost. Yeah. You gonna plot to kill Ghost and use his own tactics against him. Oh, that shit pisses me off.
Well,
Only
that's the
she
thing.
ain't
Like
as smart as
everybody,
Ghost.
but look, everybody, but yeah, see, that's the thing. Everybody in this show ultimately got what they had coming to them, and yeah, you can make the argument and say, well, Tommy killed so many people. How come he didn't? But yeah, at the same time, Tommy had a code. Tommy was a loyal. Tommy was loyal. As crazy as he was, Tommy was all about family. He was all about loyalty. Even up to the end when he realized he made a mistake, now he wants to help Ghost. But everybody that was shady in this show got what they deserved,
Oh,
except for not Mama and
I
Sax.
I'll
They were the
give you
only
that.
ones.
I'll give you that about Tommy. He was loyal.
Yeah.
He's sort of like about Ghost. I'll tell you,
Tommy was
boy,
a G.
that damn.
Tommy was a G.
That,
I mean, Tommy was crazy, but he had a code. Like
I'm
Omar
gonna
said
tell
in The
you
Wire, every man has a code.
who else got a code too is 2 bits. I like how he
Yeah.
paid. How he
Mm,
told that old crazy dumbass cop at the end.
Right.
yes, hashtag free 2-Pit. Yo,
Right.
Oh, he def coming back.
that was my boy.
He's def coming
Like,
back.
I don't like Blanca.
I gotta say, out of everyone in the show, it didn't dawn on me until like the final moments when I was watching his scene. I go, this motherfucker is the only one who doesn't deserve to be in jail. Like, he's the only one who
Yeah.
hasn't snitched. Well, I mean, he's done some pretty grimy stuff, but he's never snitched on everyone. Everyone who's ever loyal to him screws him over, but yet he still doesn't say a word. That's the real G on the show.
I didn't
Like,
see Spanky snitching. I don't like how they did that. I like the
That's
2 bits.
it's my Data Ruffin.
Shout
Yeah.
out to
That's what you like, little skinny David Ruffin. You right?
Yeah.
I think 2-Bit was probably one of the most well-written characters in overall, or at least in my opinion, in season 6. Like I'll
yeah.
give them that credit because, like I said, he stayed strong. He stayed very true to his character. They didn't really do too much. They didn't even do anything wild with him. So that's probably for the better. That he was here. He was Tommy's henchman, and even down to the very end. He stayed true. He was real. And again, you can't say that for everybody else in the show because at least for every character in Power, there's some way where they just got thrown in some crazy direction story wise. But 2-Bit was consistent. I can say from I damn near want to say from start to the end.
Facts.
work.
I tell you what, and I would have got some satisfaction from the. Okay, to me, I would have gave this a 10 if the show would have ended with Tariq thinking that he's going to get away scot free. He's going to go off to college. I killed my daddy. Almost killed my Uncle Tommy. Everything went my way, and then Elisa Marie gets her revenge because they were setting it up for that. They were setting it up where Elisa Marie found out that Tariq double crossed her, and I thought it was gonna end on some New Jack City shit, like idolater, your soul is required in hell.
Man, I haven't heard that in a minute.
Elisa Marie raised her hand at the end, like, yeah, checkmate, bitch.
That would be crazy.
Tight. But you think you know what they might do? I still believe that Kanan is Tyreek's daddy. And maybe he might find that shit out in his book 2, whatever, and smoke her ass.
That's been a theory.
Because they ain't never tell us why she hate Kanan so bad.
That is a theory.
Yeah, that's one thing they didn't really explain. But with all that being said, let's shift things. Then I want to ask everybody: what would you done differently?
Hell, I would have saved Ghost.
Of course you would have. And you would have killed Tommy, you son of a bitch.
Not necessarily, but I guess I would have saved Ghost.
Yeah.
But I'll go around and just ask each one of y'all like what would you like? It could just be any season or like the series as a whole. Just what would you change or what would you keep the same? I'll start with Rolliver.
All right. This is perfect. So I have a theory. I may be out of line with this theory, but I have a theory. My theory is that once 50 stopped being a regular on the show and was more behind the scenes, I think that's when the show kind of started to decline. Because I feel like once he had more of a hand in, maybe the direction of the story, things started to go, a little left. And because I will say that maybe from at least seasons 1 to seasons 4, I can honestly say this felt like a crime TV show, like a very a very gangster driven show. Like I got the vibe from that. But I feel like as the seasons progressed, especially after 50, after Kanan died, it became more of a soap opera kind of. Like I feel like we lost a lot of the crime aspect, and it's more of dealing with okay, Ghost cheated on Tasha with Angela, and everyone's trying to figure out who's doing what, everyone's double crossing who. Like it didn't feel like a crime show. And that's one, and I'm a huge fan of crime TV shows in general. Like I love Sons of Anarchy, I love Goodfellas.
Hell yeah, Sons of
You
Anarchy
know,
piece of
I
shit.
love
Facts.
I love Casino. Like I love I love gangster just media in general, and I feel like Power kind of fumbled the bag when it came to that aspect. So I don't. Again, I don't know if that's. I don't know how much 50 had to do, in terms of the direction when he left the show as the actor, but I'm assuming it was a significant amount. So I would definitely have changed that, and I would have enjoyed for Kanan to be around more. I would have enjoyed for Ghost to go out a much different way. Now, Ghost, I would have been okay if Ghost died, but if it was just done differently, like I'm okay with characters dying at the end. That's fine, but I feel like it could have been done much better. I still do believe that the difference the different angles that they took in figuring out what everyone was doing before he died, I think that could have been cut down to maybe at least like two, Tommy and somebody else. We didn't need everyone. We didn't need what's his name. We didn't need a Paz side story. We didn't need a what's his name. We didn't need a Tate side story. So I would change that, but overall, again, I think the decline happened once 50 was just more hands on.
Okay. All right.
Mm.
All right. Let's go. How you feel about it, Rashad?
Well, you know what? Power, the first two seasons of Power were like flawless, man. Like that. I actually hesitated from watching the first season because it just didn't appeal to me. And my girl at the time was like, "Now you got to watch this show." And I'm like, "Holy shit! Like this is gangster." Like you boys say, I'm a fan of gangster TV, gangster shows. Goodfellas, Godfather, Carlito's Way, Scarface. My all-time favorite show, The Sopranos. After Sopranos went off, there's been like a big void. Breaking Bad, I thought was gangsters. So yeah, Power kind of filled that void for a minute. First two seasons flawless. Actually, yeah, the first three seasons flawless. And then it started to like you said, get more into the soap opera area where I'm like, okay, the whole love story with Ghost and Angela made me want to puke every time. Like I couldn't stand Ghost and Angela's love story. I was happy when she died. I think to
I
me,
throw a party.
I hated Angela. I hated Angela. And to me, 50 Cent Kanan gave the show really a lot of street cred. And when Kanan died, the street cred kind of like went out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole Scooby Doo mystery, I wasn't with it. I wasn't with it. I would have rather seen an all out war between Ghost and Tommy, which probably would have ended, in tragedy. And Tariq, I think Tariq, as much as I hated his character, I think if there would have been a redeeming if there was some way his character could be redeemed where he does end up becoming a good kid, he starts to go to college and really says, you know what, I'm gonna get my life together and I'm gonna be loyal to the people that have been here for me. Because it's funny that he shot his dad, but his dad was the one that got him out of a lot of bad situations.
Mm-hmm.
The situation with Jukebox, and then the situation with the Italians, Vincent. You know what I mean, with him and Tommy. So it's like everything his dad got him out of, everything his dad did for him, he just hated his father. It just didn't make sense to me. So I would have changed that, where I would have made him more of a likable character at the end. And if Ghost had to die, let it be on some like Tony Montana type shit, or like Sonny from The Godfather. Let him go out in a hail of bullets, in a blaze of bullets, man, blaze of glory, or however you say it. That's what I would have changed. If this would have went out with a bang, I would have appreciated it more. But nah, it went out. It went out like a sucker.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
All right. How you feel about it, Danny? What would you change or keep the same?
Those two gentlemen are very hard to follow. I got some issue with what they said, but I'm kind of old softy. I want Ghost to live. I would have, if you watch the movie Superfly, which is not gangster, but at the end, he was able to outsmart everybody and ride off into the sunset. One of my other favorite TV shows is Son of Anarchy. I love Jax.
Oh,
Jax
yes.
got killed in the end, which I thought was bullshit. But and The Shield, starring Vic Mackey.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Vic Mackey.
that's how I wanted Ghost. He hadn't necessarily end on top, but if he ended up alive, I would have liked it better. I just didn't like. I know it's necessary to drive the story that he gets it in the end. I wasn't mad at the love story with him and Angela. I think it was a better fit to him and Tasha. But I would have liked to see him and Tommy live, go their separate ways, or team up, whatever the case. I just didn't like the fact that he died, and as smart as he was, his son was the only one that could have done that. I don't think anybody else could sneak up on him or catch him off guard like that. And that was probably his only one weakness. But I definitely wouldn't have killed him off. But that's just me.
Okay. All right. Mr. General side, how you feel about it?
I think that I agree with what everyone said, but here's the thing. I think there's a lot of good aspects, even in the seasons where, like, yeah, I agree. There were some parts, and I'm not gonna lie, there was some episodes like when I rewatch it, I'm like, yeah, skip this shit. I know what's gonna happen, and I hate when a show has those sporadic kind of seasons where you're like, the ending is a great hook, and you're like, well, what happened in the rest of the season? And I felt like, one, there's a lot of behind the scenes things that may have influenced the direction of some of the writing. But honestly, and I've said this before, you can have a predictable ending, but it's the way you execute the predictable ending that makes it new. Because when you really think about it, everyone's done these concepts before. It's nothing new. It's just your own spin on an old subject. I think I would have killed Angela in season 1 because she was annoying as hell, and I hated everything about her character. She's garbage. I was so happy Tommy did it. But yeah, I would have took her out immediately. Sorry, she's trash. She's trash. That whole thing was interesting when she was chasing ghosts. Once she stopped chasing them, I was like, okay, she's got to go. But
I agree. Angela was my least favorite character until Tyreek popped up.
Yeah, so I mean, she was uninteresting. I think the thing they went wrong with Tariq was, instead of trying to take him, if I would have written him, I wouldn't have written him in the way that they did, with the predictable father son follows the father, in his ways. I would have written it like almost the same, but towards the end, like you guys said, I would have had him go to college and things like that as an FU to his parents, because it would have been a better way to be like, you know what? You were still in the gangster life, but I took what you gave me and I made my life better. I think that would have been a more rounded ending. I think that was all kind of thrown together as a ploy to get him his own show, to keep it going towards the end there. I think I would have written him as like, he goes to college and he winds up making something of himself. I don't understand some of the choices they made with him in particular, with him snitching on everyone and stuff like that. That was an odd choice. So I would have written his character way different. And then I probably would have had the war between Tommy and Ghost, and Tommy would have won, taken over New York.
Okay.
They should
and
have
then
get a
like
different
maybe have
actor.
someone go against them.
They should have had a different actor for Tariq because he ain't hard.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
thought
mean,
the
not
same
even a
thing.
different
I thought the
actor. They
same
just don't
thing.
play to his strengths. When you look at him, okay, and I'm sure everyone on the panel can agree with me. When you look at him, he fits better in like a world like where those businessmen were, like that kind of person, not gangster. So I
And that's
think
what I'm
they should
saying.
have
Yeah.
He's not hard.
his intelligence. They should have played if they really wanted to make him this opposing force. They should have played it like a Tate. I liked Tate's character because he was a prime example of writing someone right. I did actually enjoy that Tate episode, and it was interesting to see how he fit like a glove in that political world. He was such an opportunist. That's how they should have did Tariq.
I agree,
Well,
but
look,
you can see the
I'm gonna give
Dr.
you.
Jekyll, Mr. Hyde in Tate. You can see the Dr. Jekyll, Mr.
Exactly.
Hyde in Ghost. There ain't no Mr. Hyde in Tariq.
What,
He's
what
all
was
Dr.
your
That's
Jekyll.
why
I'm
it
gonna
would have
give
been
you.
more unexpected if he snapped, right? Instead, you write him as the smart, kind of unassuming character, and then you can have him snap and then feel guilty about it because he's this honestly, different character from everyone else. And you could have played something different and gotten people to be like, whoa, okay. Because that would have thrown us off and been maybe put us on his side. But
Nah, man.
instead, they tried to make him like Ghost 2.0, and you can't do Ghost. There's only one Ghost.
what?
Like,
What were you
Nah,
saying,
nah. Let
Rashad?
me tell you. Nah, I'm saying fuck
Good.
all that. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you some examples of because I know you can say I know you can say well he's a kid but like Batman said he ain't hard. I'm gonna give you some examples of teen kid actors that could play off being hard and sometimes you forget that they are a kid. All right, The Wire, Michael. All right,
Hmm.
yeah,
Michael started out as a good kid but ended up being scary at the end. He became the new Omar. All right, Lorenz Tate, old dog, 16 years old, but he was scary, savage, did not give a fuck. Bishop, Juice, a teenager,
yep.
same age as Tariq, but Bishop was that dude. Okay, I'll even go even younger. The boy that played Fresh, remember that movie Fresh?
Yeah, with
Yeah, the
by the
little kid,
by the chess game.
yeah,
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear that. He's a kid. No, he's a kid that looks like and sounds like not the mama,
Yeah, I
not
think
the right actor for that role.
the wood.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but yeah, as a little 13, 14-year-old and Fresh, he was more of a believable gangster kid than Tariq was. So that's just a few examples.
I agree with you on that, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go a little bit darker than everybody here because I like me a little bit of violence, a lot of like high stakes. I would have just had it like what I'm saying at that point where Raina got killed. I would have just had it. I would have had it being a domino effect. Like after Raina, be Tyreek, then Tasha. Then
Oh shit!
by season by season 6, Ghost it
Damn.
would just be like Ghost will be all by himself, and then Tommy will be all by himself, and then just going back at it. Saying like you took everything from me, like or he just lost things over time and shit, and say that's one instance I would go, but I would have definitely liked a finale with just that had something to do with Ghost, Tommy, and Kanan. I think that would have been perfect. Perfect way to end it.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
even have it to where Kanan kills Tommy. You know what I'm saying? And then that goes into
Nah, I'm gonna have to follow
I knew that
follow
wasn't
on
gonna
that
work.
bullshit.
because I want to say like Tommy is a good character, but like as much grimy shit as he's done, he can't walk away from this. Even though like I'm pretty sure his character will probably die in book 5. But
Of course.
you know what I'm saying? But because he's got way too many enemies on him. He's got too many
He done
targets on
about
his
kill
back.
everybody. He done kill all his
Hmm.
men. The only enemy he got left is that little girl uncle.
Yeah,
And
and
they might forgive him because he brought her back unharmed.
and that's just and that's where these last few seasons lack. Like they don't have a real true villain. And if you're telling me that Tyreek's been the true villain this whole time, that's a
No.
weak ass villain. That's terrible. That's really bad. And that's why I
But
said like Kanan was the perfect villain, even though technically Kanan won at the end of it because that was his whole deal, like his whole plan is to
Get
get
Ghost
Tyreek to
back.
turn,
Oh,
yeah, to
Ghost,
turn
yeah.
on his father, yeah. So essentially, it is a Rise of Skywalker, where people say Palpatine won, Kanan won in this instance and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I would have rather have those three be a part of this final season. Or hell, if they were going to do this whole Who Shot Ghost thing, you end it where where episode 10 was, where he got shot, and then what I'm saying, then you have another season where it's like 8 episodes or something like that.
And then they
And
showed
wrap
it
it
was
up.
different from different perspectives. I think they
Yeah, and
lost some of their steam when they broke it up. They did
yeah,
5, then they did the 4, then they did skip
yeah,
the Super Bowl.
Oh
Cause I
yeah.
yeah,
was really kind of uninterested until I remember. I said, "Okay, this is." But they lost their steam. They should have. I would have planned it where it'd have been all together or something.
you're exactly right too, because like I got kind of tired with them just like showing the same scenes, and it just felt
Yeah.
cheap. It seemed cheap and uninspired. Like that's why I like after even if it's a season finale or a series finale, I want to feel some type of inspiration or some type of hype. Like damn,
Mm-hmm. And then
I'm
not to
satisfied.
mention, they leaked it about 2 or 3 weeks. I sent you in Zod the link. I saw this thing about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I was like, what? And I watched it on my Amazon Prime just to make sure, because I was like, nah, maybe they changed it, because there's just no way that a whole leak would make it. Nope.
Man.
And
That astonishes me.
that is my problem.
yeah.
That is my
Wait. I'm watching Power right now. They get into the scene. They got to the scene where Tasha took her wig off. That shit's still funny. That shit's still funny.
Yeah, the 300 slowdown. I was like, this is such a bad place to use.
well. See, so here's my thing. Now my question is now is, was there ever really 9 endings filmed?
I don't think so.
50
I don't
just
believe
trolled us like he always does.
Yeah. Like he said, man, 50 is the master of marketing, taking what the fans say, and he might have leaked them things out early himself. I mean, you never
if
can
they
tell what's going on in his mind.
Right.
if they did have 9 endings, that's a problem. If you had to shoot 9 endings, that's a problem.
They had to shoot the same scenes 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's not unheard of. The Walking Dead, they don't do 9. I think that's an inflated number. But the Walking Dead
They-
season finals, they do 3
Well,
separate.
We know for
season
a fact
finals.
they did 5. They had 5 different points of view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And each
I know.
one was a little bit different.
I know what Zod's talking about. I remember for the Negan when the season 7 was about to premiere, they did a bunch of different endings and stuff for that. Like every character pretty much got a death, so in case if something got leaked out, whatever, it just throw people off and whatnot. But
See, I thought they would have done it differently because man, it was exactly like the leaked footage. I was like, ain't no way 50 Cent or Courtney gonna let it. That was intentional. I don't know why. I don't know what they gained from that.
Wait, so because I remember we were talking backstage. So 50 hasn't had the best relationship with stars as of late, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if, as a fuck you to stars, he leaked that ending on purpose. Purposely went and
I can totally picture
Then he
that.
lost some of their viewership. He could have had.
I think so.
He did that last season, 2 seasons ago. He did that. He did that same exact thing, if you remember.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
There was a whole big thing on it.
Yeah, I think it
He got in a lot of trouble.
5. It was season 4 or 5 where he leaked a few episodes on purpose.
Yeah, I remember that.
Word of advice for people that work with 50 Cent: don't give him no copies of shit.
Who was that rapper that he bought a bunch of these tickets for? Somebody pissed him off. Man, you gonna waste your money just to fuck with somebody else like that?
No, but here's the thing though, is that not a 50 Cent thing to do?
Yep, it is.
I'm not gonna lie, 50 Cent is
sometimes I be
gangster.
scared. Sometimes I be scared to post my power reviews because I'll be afraid that 50 gonna see it, and then listen.
Hey, you know one thing. If you
He's the
post
last
it,
motherfucker on social media who you want on your ass.
you
And
better
that's all I
post
need.
something
50 put my
favorable.
profile picture on there and just totally destroy me.
If you post something, you better post something favorable.
Yeah, facts. That's why I always give 50's props, man.
Yeah. I'm just saying, out of everyone in the
what?
panel, I'm the safest. I gave it a 10. So 50, if you out there, tell them about Zod. I'm just saying.
See, I ain't saying nothing bad about you. I'm talking about the rider, Courtney, in particular.
That's just like
Because you're going to wake up and he's going to be at your house being like, what'd you say? The show wasn't what?
Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, you gotta be careful. Them celebrities watch, man. Look, I put out a video about Master P's movie. I got the hookup too, and I trashed it. And people went in on me in the comments, man. They went in on me. I said, I wonder how many of these people are no limit soldiers. You know,
Right.
You got Master P spamming.
I got Master P's people after me, man. They was at my throat.
Right.
Yeah,
I see that. Man. That shit was funny as hell. But
can I throw something out here really quick while we're talking about this series ended? And you know, this is for the whole panel, but y'all just think maybe the harshness towards this series finale might be that syndrome that every fan gets, myself included. I've fallen into it, but that you didn't get the ending you wanted. Like, how much of it really is expectation? Because you got to remember, whenever you're talking about ending a show, anyone who tells me they don't have certain expectations in their minds are lying. You all got a different scenario in your head. And could it be some of the ratings that you give or some of the feelings you have are just because some of your expectations weren't met, like it didn't go exactly how you wanted it to,
You damn
as
skippy.
opposed to
That's
story
right.
wise?
I invested 6 years, 14 to 15 episodes to see this bullshit.
I'm gonna say,
man, I'm hurt.
I'm gonna say yes, because again, a lot of it has to do with the fact that 2 weeks ago I seen it, and it was exactly what I saw 2 weeks ago, and I'm mad that it's exactly what I saw. Like, I saw it. I was hoping it went. I was hoping it went a different way. I was hoping we were gonna get a different ending. I was hoping we were wrong, but we were right. And also on top of that too, my thing with endings is that I need some type of emotional pull. I need, again, I think Purp said, I need some type of motivation. Like, honestly, the only reason why, like, I'm sticking around to check out the other chapters is because I want to see, you know, what happens to Tommy. But everybody else, I don't really care about. I don't care about Tariq. I'm not gonna sit through that bullshit.
Right.
But yeah, but other than that, it's just like I need a pull. Like, I need to feel some type of, you know, resolution. I felt very hollow at the end of it, and I hate feeling hollow when I've, like you just said, I spent, you know, I didn't say spend 6 years, but because I binge watched, like, you know, the first 4 seasons in like a fucking month. But I spent a good amount of time in the show, and I hate feeling hollow. I hate feeling like, you know, I don't want to say my time was wasted, but I hate feeling nothing at the end of it all, and that's what I feel. It's just like I feel a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
This is almost like you finally get to date on a date with Beyonce. You about to tap it, and fucking Jay-Z walks in and said, "What the fuck?" That's how I feel.
That's funny.
That was the analogy of the year.
That's funny.
I've done wasted 6 years of my time. I'm rooting for Ghost. My emotions, trying to. I'm in every gun battle with him. I'm in every damn. How the hell he gonna get out of this? How the hell Ghost gonna get out of this shit? How the hell Ghost and Tommy gonna do this shit? What the hell? What the hell? And he finally sees the cross line. He sees the finish line, about to touch it, and his punk ass son damn smokes him.
Well, let me pose it
ain't
to
right.
you this way, though. How many drug dealers do you know who's done the grimy shit that he's done actually get the happy ending? If we're being
man.
realistic, true life or gangster cinema, it's exactly how that life plays out. And how many of them, you know, perfect example? My homeboy, Tony Montana.
I
That's your
I got one.
Well, ain't nobody more grimier than
Marlo Scanfield, The Wire, made it out unscathed.
Yeah, that's true.
there ain't nobody more grimier than Vic Mackey in The Shield. He made it.
Yeah.
Well, that's debatable because at the end, and he grabbed his badge. We don't know. He could have been shot. He was told not to leave that desk. So I'm going to assume. I like to think he just rode into the sunset, but it probably didn't end very well. I mean, he shot a person in the very first episode. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, in these stories, typically, look, I'm a villain. I like the villain to win. But realistically, even to real life, who always winds up taking out the big head honcho? It's always the person least expected. And who's more unexpected than the son? And it's also a classic the son takes out the father kind of scenario. I don't necessarily buy the motives, but I understand the psychology behind it. Because, like you guys said, no one could get close to Ghost. No one in the world could have, not even Tommy, could have got that close to shoot him.
Not even the cops could do nothing with him. Think about that. Like, and you're in New York. Like, we're not gonna get there because, like, we're not gonna talk about the cops in this show because, like, it took them like 2 days to figure out what Tasha was up to, but they couldn't figure out like the whole shit with Ghost and everything. Like,
you know why? Because the cops just as dirty as they are.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
When you clean, it's easy to focus on what somebody doing wrong, but when you're dirty, you got to focus on, did I cover my tracks? Did I cover their track? That's how Tariq got damn Sacks. Because Sacks thought his tracks was clean, but damn Tariq saw his ass. When that lady stepped out the room, he said, "Look, motherfucker, I saw you up there. So we gonna blame this shit on Dre and shut up, or I'm gonna have to say it's you." And you see Sacks, because Sacks was dirty. If Sacks been clean, you would have never had that leverage on Sacks.
Well, why? But
you know what's weird about that, about that whole situation. Just how does nobody play back the tape or nothing like that? Like, there's no cameras in Truth anymore now. Like, they just like disabled all the cameras in Truth. Like.
There ain't no telling. They gotta have some plot holes. I guess that's a plot hole.
Yeah. I'm gonna add to that also. Okay, now Ghost, nobody can get close to him, but you know, Ghost being as smart as he is, he should have known. Like, okay, he knew that Tariq left the door open for Tommy to come in and kill Proctor. So Ghost was the first one to tell Tasha, "Look, our son ain't shit. Our son is a liar. He done set people up to get killed." So Ghost knows in the back of his mind that his son is, he ain't right. Yeah. And even when we stepped to him when he was laying down, like, son, keep thinking you smarter than me. Don't ever make that mistake again. He knows this.
One thing we saw in the last few episodes about Ghost became super arrogant. He was never that arrogant as he was in those last 4 or 5.
Yeah, facts.
So he
but
thought
that
he was
true. That was true to those kind of archetypes. Look at that kind of character. He slipped up. No matter if you're a Ghost fan or not, you have to admit, and that is truthfully how that kind of power happens. When you find out, look at what the Democratic Party was doing to squash all of that stuff, right? They were going to bat for him. When you have people who will go into a police station and say, "Yo, drop it. Remember what that ball got?" And you got that kind of clout, then you get it in your head like, yeah, I'm untouchable. And that was the whole point of that episode before the Who Shot Ghost, was that he got it in his head that, like, he didn't cross the finish line yet, but he could see it. He's like, all of these people are failing. And he started getting a little bit too arrogant before he reached the finish line.
That was his weakness.
His arrogance was his downfall. Okay, yeah, his arrogance was his downfall. Because I was gonna say Tariq has threatened him a few times, like, "If you ever touch my mother again, I swear to God, I'll kill you myself."
That was the best. That was the best Tariq press I've ever heard. Oh
yeah. That's the one thing that, like, drew me to Rashad's channel is just like his impressions. Like, that shit's hilarious.
I'm gonna tell you gonna piss you off too when they do on Confidential. he talks about, I gave him a chance, man. I gave him a chance. How the fuck you gonna give Ghost a chance?
Yeah.
Ghost
I
told
give you a chance.
Yeah, that's what he said. I gave him a chance when I asked him the last time. Are you sure you're gonna let me take the fall? Yeah, motherfucker, you gonna take the fall. I ain't going to jail for you.
And they could have just waited. They could have honestly just waited to see, like, because like they didn't really have no evidence. Like, well,
Nope.
besides like the
A lot
blood
of
and
that
shit.
was bluffing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all Blanca does. Blanca the bluffer. That's what they should call her.
But I guess I have more peace of mind now. Now that putting that in perspective. Okay, yeah, Ghost at the end, he was real arrogant. He was giving everyone his ass to kiss, and that was his downfall. So yeah, I guess it makes sense now.
And I mean, it makes sense too, because when you think about Kanan, right, or any of the other ones, how have they all gone down? They all got arrogant when they saw that prime thing that they wanted. Now, we don't know what Breeze wanted, and I'm looking forward to actually finding out like what his story was, but it had to have been something that was in direct conflict to what Ghost wanted, right?
Kane didn't die arrogance. Kane died because he believed that trifling ass Tariq.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he took arrogant. On 4 cops. No, bro, come on, he knew he was not. He could have just he could have let them take him and got out.
Listen, Kanan survived the burning building. He should have survived that cop battle, bro.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Good point. I would have done that. I would have just like had it look like 50 died, but he just got away. Tyreek said like, I don't know where he went. He probably dipped off somewhere, and then have him come back and shoot Ghost or something.
No, he should have smoked Tyreek ass in the back of that seat that night.
I was like, shoot him. Nah,
but he got soft.
Well, speaking
because Tariq was a son he never had. Well, I guess maybe that is his son, but
hell,
he was Tariq as a son.
I think Raina would have been a harder.
He killed his own son.
No, but he killed his own son because he was soft. Tariq was the son he always wanted.
No, he killed Tariq because he felt like Ghost, his son gravitated towards Ghost. So he wanted to say, damn, fuck you, eye for eye, you're gonna take my son, I'm gonna take your son.
Right.
Yeah, that kill in the first season was nothing about just hurting Ghost, because he knew that what's his name? It's been a while, but he knew he was more like Ghost than
he wanted him to set Ghost up, and he wouldn't set Ghost up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Shout out to the 10 people watching. Salute. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I know I'm just looking at the chat, but I'm listening to the conversation at the same time.
Yeah. Well,
that chat thing. You do that really good.
He's turned on everybody on this show, like Kanan, Tommy, Ghost. He set everybody up. Even Tasha. Like Tasha used to go to war for him, but does everybody forget that Tasha went to chastise him and she wanted to slap him, and Tariq caught the slap, which is unrealistic in most black households.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's unrealistic in my household. I remember I watched that. Okay, so I watched Power with my mom. We watched it all the way through, and my mom saw that scene, and I thought I was going to get hit. Because I was looking at it. She's like, oh, that boy just did not. And I was like, Ma, I just want you to know I love you. Bunch. Because she was looking at me with the fury, and I was like, nah, I ain't Tariq. I know what's up in my house. Even to this day, I ain't gonna try to do some dumb shit like that with my mom.
So with this being the last season of Power, I want to go around and see what was y'all's favorite episode and what you guys think was the worst episode. I'll start with Rolliver.
This is an interesting one. I think one that stuck out for me was when I think it was Tommy and Ghost. I think they ambushed that prison transport. I think it was either season 2 or season 3, but I think it was because of Angela.
I probably wasn't clear about it, but I was talking about like season 6. What was your favorite?
Oh, season 6. Oh, my fault. Oh, season 6. I got it. It has to be the Tommy focus, man. Like that was by far the most interesting. And also just like out of everybody, and that whole entire cast, like I feel like Tommy did the best job of holding his own with the focus around him. Everybody else, you know, arguably I'll say Tate also, but I feel like if that was the pilot for his spin-off show, man, did they do a great fucking job. They did a great job there. And I'm perfectly okay with just waiting. What book is he? Book.
He's book 4, Influence.
I will wait until book 4 to see that, man, because they did that well. Like I think he's a pretty good actor, and I think how his story has went, you know, throughout the past 6 seasons in general, and especially season 6, I think that was a nice setup for it. I like the whole thing with what's the name, Lisa Marie, and I definitely do figure that, you know, the stuff with the Italians is not going to go away since the uncle's still alive. So there's just so much potential for them to do it right, and they did it right in that episode, and I want to see them do it right in his upcoming chapter. So that is my favorite episode. As for my least favorite episode, yo,
you know it, pause.
Here's the thing, though. I kind of want to be a dick and say most of season 6, because it's very hard for me to pinpoint one. Like, obviously, you know, season finale, but it just, I don't know. I can't pick one. I really can't pick one, because for the most part, a lot of it was just very disappointing. Like, I can't pick. I'm sorry.
That's fair. All right, Rashad, what's your best and worst episode of this season?
Favorite episode, easily the Tommy episode. There's nothing more to be said. I mean, my man covered it all. Tommy episode was the best. The Paz episode was the worst. And my favorite moment in season 6 was Tariq getting beat by that bag of oranges, man.
Yo, that
was my favorite moment. I said, finally,
I remember that.
Your ass whooping. Yes. So yeah.
All right. Danny, what's your best and worst for the season?
I'm gonna venture off. I like Tommy, but my favorite was Tate, because at the end, Tate gave everybody his ass. Man, look, I ain't want lieutenant governor. I want governor. You can catch that Uber with old girl. And man, Tate
that was raw.
Tate laid the pipe to him, man. So I ain't never lost my mojo. So I ain't mad at Tate. I didn't know he had that in him. And the way he pulled that damn story out of his ass at Truth to swing the power back to him, man. I'm cool with it. And I like the way his brother checked him, man. His brother knew he was full of shit. His brother checked him. But at the end, man, his brother still had his back. So that kind of touched me.
Old dog, America's nightmare.
Now my least favorite was the last show. I just don't like Tariq coming out on top, man. That shit just it ain't sitting right in my spirit. Ain't nothing I can do about it, and I gotta keep reminding myself this shit ain't real. But
welcome to what it was like to be a Game of Thrones fan.
If it was real, man, Tariq would be smoked by somebody. I don't know who, but yeah, man, I like Tate, man. His episode showed him in a more favorable light than it did before that episode. So that was my favorite, and the last one was my least favorite.
Okay. Now, I could probably predict what General Zod's going to say. Probably will have something to do with his icon. And
my favorite was the Paz episode.
But go ahead, Zod. Go ahead. I'm gonna give you my 2. Go ahead.
So yeah, naturally I love the Paz episode. I'm glad we got a perspective of a useless character. It was great. No. Of course, my boy Tommy and the Riding into Sunset. I can't remember a show since Breaking Bad where I audibly stood up and started cheering, and my mom had to tell me in the middle of the living room to shut the fuck up and sit down because I was so happy with Tommy rolling. Oh, I felt like I was in the car side by side going, yeah, we did it. Fucking yeah. And you want to hear something funny? Okay, I'm going to brag on this right now. I told everybody, I said to everyone, Tommy's going to ride into the sunset. I told Purp for weeks before that episode when he was like, no, and I go, you watch, Tommy's going to get what he's got to get done and he's going to ride off into the sunset. And Purp's like, nah, it ain't going to go down like that. And like, yes, I was right. For once, I predicted one thing right.
Unfortunately, a villain was right for once.
But yeah, I'd have to say my favorite was a Tommy episode. My least favorite was Paz because Angela is trash. Hashtag Angela is garbage. Her family is garbage. I don't care about nothing having to do with her family. You contributed not a damn thing. How do you get your own freaking little side story? And they're like, oh, it's from Angela's perspective. No one cared about her, okay? Like, no one cared. She dragged down the show into a stupid love plot that no one cared about. It was just like, and then she was so grimy. Like that episode really pissed me off because how do you have your own family dug up again? Like that was like, even my mom was like, damn, like no Latin family would do that. I'm sorry. You like leave the dead alone. Like, yeah, so that was horrible. I hated it. I hated that episode, and I hated it was episode number 2.
All right. I'm gonna give you my 2 because I'm surprised nobody said this one. My favorite episode of this season was episode 10. That You Can't Stop Me, where Ghost was going to person saying, "Hey," telling them the truth, telling Dre he's a wannabe gangster, just digging into Tate. He was just roasting everybody, dog. Like that was amazing. This is why I said like you can't find another like Omari Hardwick, bro. Like you're not gonna find this nowhere else, bro. And the worst episode, I don't want to say pause. Even though that is the clear like obvious one, but I would have to. I'm gonna go completely left and just say the whole kidnapping Tyreek episode was really bad.
Mm.
No, he got hit with oranges.
But you know,
yeah,
but
was
you,
that the same episode he got beat with them oranges?
I think it was the next episode. I could be wrong, but you know what's funny about this? I hate to just throw my tinfoil hat on real quick, but how the fuck do you not even give this man a fucking funeral? You give Angela a funeral, but you're not gonna give Ghost a funeral?
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that.
And another thing, like, where the fuck is Ghost's family at? We don't see none of these. He's just an orphan.
Yeah. Dude, that's a good point. They just took him and killed him and like threw him away like he was trash, and he's the star of the show. Yeah.
And I'm wondering if Mary J. Blige's character has a connection to Ghost, like if that's his cousin or something like that. If she's not in any relationship to like Ghost, I don't care. I really don't.
Or maybe Method Man, because I know Method Man's supposed to be in there too.
Yeah.
Method Man can act. I'm just saying. I've seen him in other television shows. He was in Burn Notice, and he played a very good villain there. And I'm curious to see where exactly he fits in.
Wait, wait, do y'all remember that little girl Tariq was slinging drugs with in his dorm room?
Yeah,
Effie. Yeah, Effie. Yeah.
Yo, I don't know. Did y'all remember when I think she either called or texted someone?
She might have a connection to Mary J. Blige.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
You know what's weird? You know what's weird about Book 2 Ghost? It seems like the feminine energy is there. It seems like it's gonna be very. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like it seems like that. I was like, it's a little bit way too many females. Like you got Mary J. Blige, you got Tasha. You know what I'm saying? You got probably Effie, and then like whoever. You got another character with Mary J. Blige that's a woman and shit. I guess that's her, like her right hand or probably her daughter or something like that. I don't know. But
No, I'm checking out.
but I wanted to play a little game before we get into our like probably our last little talking point, whatever. But I want to play what was it? Kill Fuck Mary.
Oh.
Mm.
Kill Fuck Mary, Tasha, Lakeisha, and I'm gonna throw a wild card. I was thinking about this. I was like, should I do this or do that? Tasha, Lakeisha, and uh Angela.
Well, what was the question again?
Kill, kill.
It was a
fuck
bad one.
Mary.
It was a bad choice.
Kill, fuck Mary.
Kill fuck Mary. What the hell?
Tasha, Lakeisha, Angela. I'll start with Ro.
Ooh, damn.
Man, that's easy.
Kill. I gotta go with Tasha. Fuck Lakeisha. I'd marry Angela.
All right.
Yeah.
Rashad.
Ooh, boy, this is a tough one because there's nobody on the show that really is marriage material. Like there's no wifey material on this show. All right, kill Tasha. Fuck Jukebox. She was gangster, but she was sexy. Yeah. Fuck Jukebox. Marry. Jesus. Marry.
I thought we had three specific people. You changing people, ain't you?
Cool. I can't change the people.
Nah.
To keep the same.
Yeah, it's got to be out of Tasha, Lakeisha, or Angela.
All right, no wonder y'all got quiet. No wonder y'all got quiet when I said Jukebox.
Damn, I thought I was in the Twilight Zone. I'm like, what the fuck?
Batman, thanks for correcting me, man. Okay, yeah, okay. Kill, fuck, Mary. All right. Kill Lakeisha, fuck Tasha, and I guess marry Angela. Yeah,
Okay.
Tasha, look, yeah, y'all can't front. Tasha annoying, but Tasha look good naked. Okay, y'all can't tell me y'all ain't thinking about banging Tasha.
That bottom lip.
That bottom lip. And them Hershey kisses. You can't deny it. So yeah. Kill Keisha, fuck Tasha, marry Angela. There you go.
All right. Danny.
I got that same one. I'd kill Keisha, fuck Tasha, marry Angela.
Okay. Mr. Zod.
Kill Angela multiple times because fuck her. I would. God, if her character was anything like the show, nah, she's got to go. And she's a narc. Nah, I can't have that in my household. I'm a villain. So I can't have her like bringing the police every day. So I would kill Angela. I would fuck Lakeisha because she'd probably be good for a one-off. And then I would definitely marry Tasha because, she can cook. So a villain's got to eat.
Shit.
Good point. All right, I go with kill Lakeisha because she can't keep her around.
She gonna snitch.
Yeah, she gonna snitch. Damn. Yeah, I would fuck Tasha. I would fuck Tasha and marry Angela.
See, y'all forget though, like the Hispanic community, when you fight with them, you might end up dying. That's why I'm saying get rid of Angela right away.
Man, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. The first 2 seasons, them sex scenes was fireball.
Agreed.
No, see, that's where I was conflicted because I was like, "Damn, she looks good, but damn, she's annoying."
And she would get addicted. While you conflicted, that's what happened in my house.
That's funny. But all right, so with that out the way, it's just a little fun game. Let's talk about the future of Power. So they announced that officially there's going to be 4 other spin-offs. Maybe they might add a book 6. Who knows? Tasha might get her home.
What are the spin-offs going to be? I'm not familiar. I know there's going to be book 2.
There's book 2, Ghost. Then book 3 is Raising Kanan. And then book 4 is Influence. Book 5 is Force. That's the Tommy one. The book 4 is going to be the Tate one. So out of those 4, what are people looking forward to the most?
I want to see Kanan, Tommy, Tate, and then is Ghost going to supposed to be Tyreek?
Yeah, that's Tyreek's spinoff.
That's my least favorite one. That's least one. Kanan, Tommy, Tate, and Tyreek.
The ones I'm looking forward to is Kanan, Tommy, Tate.
Punk ass Tyreek.
Yeah, that's the last one for me.
All right. What about you, Rashad?
I'm being honest. I'm just gonna tune in for Kanan and Tommy. I could care less about the other ones. They can kick rocks. I know the Kanan. That's like a prequel, so that's gonna take place in like the 90s, right?
Hey, bro. Let me get your name is Rashad, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now you didn't think Tate episode was gangster at the end.
I mean, it was straight, but I don't like political storylines. You know what I mean? I just don't. Even with The Wire, like that was always my least favorite thing was politics. I just don't get into politics. So yeah, I had no. I mean, Tate's character is cool, but I just have no interest in that story.
Man, Tate was cold that last 30 minutes of the episode, boy.
Oh yes, he was.
Especially when he told old girl to get in the Uber, share the Uber.
Yeah.
That was some cold shit.
I screamed so loud.
It was. I just have no interest in it, man. Like, cause Tate, they introduced Tate just last season, so I never really gravitated towards his character because they just introduced him like so fast.
Hey,
and that's the thing about like the political aspect of Power. If they were to set that up at like season 2 or something like that, that'd have been cool because then everything would have felt like, all right, we know about this dude Tate. He's been around for a while, and now he's becoming a thorn in Ghost's ass right now, and like he's becoming a problem and whatnot. Like it's just the way they introduce certain characters. That's another negative I had about season 6. They introduced way too many new characters, and just a lot of them are just useless. There's way too many new characters.
What y'all think about the Cedric Entertainer and his son character?
That shit was random as hell.
Random and wasted.
What the hell is that? I forgot that was an episode until you brought it up.
Yeah.
That was Tate episode. That was the Tate episode.
Yeah, I thought it was wasted.
It was weird. Yeah, the placement of that episode, and that's the thing with those last 5 episodes. If they kind of would have shifted some of those around, I think because it would have played out the same way. So it's like it would just because to show those characters die already, it's just like, and then show us like why do we care about like what happened to him before that? Like that's just.
I just think it was smart how they tied all together. You like, who the hell is this? And then they did the little backstory. Now, the way they did Cedric was corny, but I mean, they had to play to his strength because who the hell is just some damn country ass music doing all that crazy shit? But the way he was torturing that person was damn gangster, boy. I ain't never see nobody cut the inside of your thighs and do all that fool shit he was doing.
Jesus.
Now with the Raising Kanan spinoff, do you think eventually somewhere down the line, I don't know, like if they would you would see a younger Proctor, or if like I don't know if like if Ghost and Proctor met like when he was an adult, or when they was like going to school or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel
I'm,
like
I'm,
I
I'm
feel like
pretty sure
Ghost.
they'll put him in there.
Hmm?
I'm pretty sure that they'll um shoehorn Proctor in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Because Tasha wouldn't show up until way later into the series, anyways. Because or she could be in the series, but just like she could just be around and whatnot, and just flirting with Ghost or something like that. But
There's two glaring things I want to know about. They left me hanging. First of all, is Tyreek really Ghost's son or is he Kanan's son? That's one thing that's I don't know why Tasha hate Kanan so much. They never explained that to me. And the second thing is that damn girl that set Tyreek up at Choke. Who the hell is her supplier? Is she gonna
you
be
I think it's Mary J. Blige's character.
wait. Going back to the whole Tasha thing, I think why Kanan hates Tasha is because they probably dated. They probably dated.
and she picked Ghost over him?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. Love triangle.
That's very possible.
Cause was it her idea or was it his idea to turn him in? Did he
See,
have
I
I
think
gotta be honest. I
They
just
make
took it as she's grimy because that's all I got from her character. Like,
well, they're
especially
making it
these seasons.
well, they're making it seem like at least when Kanan was around, that it was a joint effort between the two.
Yeah.
That's what's coming off as. But it seemed because I feel like regardless of what happened, the Ghost still always kind of gravitated towards Kanan, even after the fucked up shit that he did to him. But Tasha was always like, "Fuck Kanan, like you can't hang around Kanan." But so there's definitely something there, something we don't know about.
Yeah.
Well,
Is
she
it
wanted him
possible?
dead clearly because she knew what was going to happen that season. He got gunned down by the cops.
Yeah,
And
And she
also
didn't just, that's a personal thing because she didn't just want him out of the way. She wanted him like out of the way.
yeah.
I think that
So,
Is
either
it possible?
Tyreek is his son or he raped her or something.
No, well, okay.
Mm,
Is it possible? Because okay, I think because Kanan brought Ghost into the game, so Ghost was pretty much Kanan's protege. So is it possible that Tasha was trying to go for the top dog, which is Kanan, and Kanan dissed her like on some New Jack City shit, where throws her over the table, cancel that bitch, buy another one, and humiliated her.
I
And so
oh,
I
now
think
her whole mission is to get back at Kanan. So now she gets with Ghost. Now Ghost becomes that guy, and it's like the big middle
No.
finger to Kanan, like, yeah, because you dissed me back in the day.
But
Now I'm with the real Kanan.
that's a different kind of hate. I mean, she got like personal hate.
yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah, I
personal.
got a
But
very personal
that
vibe.
is personal.
Huh?
I said that is
This
like if he
being
humiliated
this
her,
like
then
that,
probably telling what he did to her physically.
I think he might have raped her or something.
I think it could.
it's interesting. Like when Ghost, when you saw the finale and Ghost was talking to Tyreek, he was telling him it's like sometimes you gotta have to take people out, of that spot to that are getting in your way and whatnot. And I think it might have been all Ghost idea, and like it maybe say or yeah, it could have been a situation where Tasha kind of like planted the seeds, and he was like not with it at the time, but then it just got worse over time, and he said, "All right, fuck it, let's set him up."
Yeah, I mean, see, you can even see even the way Kanan used to look at Tasha, like he would just give her that sinister smirk, like, you know what I mean, like on some devilish, like on some devil. Yeah, so he definitely did something to her. What it is, I don't know, but yeah, he did something to her
Yeah. So
for her to hate him like that.
yeah, she hated him.
Well, I tend to side with Danny on this one, and from personal experiences, not that Zod would ever piss off anyone, but in my experience with Lays, that kind of hatred goes to like you really wrong them. Like
Yeah.
you could tell even in the season where Kanan teamed up with them, if you watch that season, because I've been going back through with my girl and watching the old seasons, you can see that it's a very personal, even when he's in the same room. And it's beyond, oh, you just did this to Tyreek. It's like she fucking hates him, like despises him as a person. Not the hustle, not anything to do with the game. I got a sense of like it's on a personal level.
Yep. Yeah,
whatever he did to her was personal.
If you know, to piggyback off what you said, it's kind of uncomfortable, the vibe that I get from those two, like from Tasha to Kanan. It's very uncomfortable, and when a show that's something,
I think it's one-sided.
Yeah, exactly. But I that's one thing I do appreciate about the show, because it's like I love feeling that type of tension. And the fact that we still don't know what the root cause of it is I guess that's one of the things I can appreciate about them continuing with Power versus them just like cutting it off cold turkey. Because at least that's not a question that's going to be left lingering like in the back of our like, yo, what happened? At least now, you know, we get to delve into these different types of stories, which kind of brings.
Hey, go ahead. Keep going.
I was gonna say, which kind of brings me to my other point, because at first when you heard about the different spin-offs, it's like, damn, you know, 50's kind of just jacking on the whole, you know, universe type thing. But also you got to remember too that it feels like they just purposely left seeds that were unanswered, so they couldn't be answered later on.
Yeah, and I it's interesting that you say that, because like I put on Twitter like a few hours ago saying like, is Power the first like crime drama series to have like a shared universe?
Yeah,
looks like
it. Because you ever watch oh fuck.
Oh, we got Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
What's the one with Alan Shore and Denny Crane?
I don't
know.
It was the law. It was about the lawyers, and Alan Shore, just dirty snake like lawyer, and he was on the black guy. I can't.
Was it a recent show?
No, it came out maybe 10, 15 years ago. But the spinoff was Boston Legal. And it was a spinoff. It was a shared.
Boston Public and then Boston Legal, and then like. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
A really dirty lawyer. I mean, he would do all kind of underhanded stuff, but he would always win. And then Denny Crane was another lawyer, kind of like that. But then he recruited Alan Shore, so it kind of was kind of the same thing, kind of sort of.
I mean, Breaking Bad's the only one I can think of as far as spinoffs.
Yeah, like I think, but with Power, I think kind of taking it to the next level where it's just like, because they said that we're going to get Power like every year now, so it's like.
The less popular one was Suns and the Mayans.
Yeah, Mayans was
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. That show is straight up trash. I'm sorry.
What?
Garbage.
What is trash?
The Mayans was garbage. If you take that to Sons of Anarchy, it ain't even like.
Because if you would have said Sons was trash, I was like, you gonna give this finale a 10? It's not matching up. It's not looking good.
No, Sons of Anarchy. That show was fantastic, and so I tuned into the Mayans, and I watched the first episode. I go, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
is it still going on?
Yeah, it's still on.
I don't know. I was out after 2 episodes. I give something like 2 or 3 episodes. And I was like, nah.
I'm gonna plug this show real quick. I don't want to get too off topic. Have y'all seen Lock and Key?
Yeah, I watched all the episodes. I reviewed all the episodes.
And I'm on the 3rd episode. That key that puts in your head, man.
That shit is fire. That shit is fire. Yo, the sound that it makes when you put the key in the back of your neck. Oh my god, that shit made like. Nah, that shit made me like almost throw up. I was like, because it's just like
that thing, but that's a sick puppy.
You know, while we're slightly detoured here, I'm just saying, Altered Carbon. If no one's Captain Falcon's coming to that show. Just saying.
The Stranger out.
Yeah, the Stranger was good. I put Rolliver onto that.
Yeah,
Enjoyed
Purp.
that
Have you
shit.
watched Carnival Row?
Did I finish that? Did I
Yeah,
finish that?
that's good. By them fairies.
Yeah, I think I got to like episode 5 or 6, and I was just like,
Yeah. Come out
I
episode
don't know.
here in the next couple of months. So,
Yeah, yeah. So since we starting to wind things down, I guess we could just go into little random topic or whatever. What's everybody watching right now?
no, let's. I'm do more topic that might be gonna be more serious. What do you think about that Gail King question to Lisa Leslie about Kobe?
Ooh.
we going there.
Well,
We going there. We
She
going
was
there.
tripping.
if it's too hard, then we can go ahead and do something more lighthearted.
I mean, look, I'm just gonna say straight off the bat, man. Gail, like Snoop said, was out of pocket. She was dead ass wrong for that. There's no way to clean it up, cover it up. She was dead ass wrong. I agree with most that say that Oprah and Gail are teaming up to take brothers down. You know, and yeah, that's just how I feel about it, man. So yeah, Gail is canceled permanently until further notice, and Oprah.
Yeah, Kat. You know what? And I actually did this on my stream. Remember, Perp? I was like, I said, it's a fucking shame. I'm sorry if I'm going raw here, but I'm just gonna give you the real. It's a fucking shame that these leeches, these pieces of garbage, is going to go on a tragedy and try to, you know, attack a person who not only died but with their kid. Man, I have a kid, and they died with their kid, and you sanctimonious assholes who are out there who make coverage from being bottom feeders ought to be ashamed of yourself. Like, I think the comic, I can't remember if it was Dave Chappelle or someone who said it, but like, attacking Michael Jackson now that he's dead. He's dead. Why are you guys still bringing it up? It's a bunch of fucking garbage that this new wave media is doing. They're all trash. They all need to be canceled. And as a matter of fact, don't go to MSNBC or none of these trash people. Come to YouTube and watch us for real news. Fuck them.
They have behind this thing called journalistic integrity, which is BS. And there's a saying: just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do something. Just because
it's garbage
and can answer those questions, she didn't have to do that, man. Because that guy, at the end of the day, Kobe might have made a mistake. We don't know, but he got 3 kids, 3 other kids, if I'm not mistaken, and a wife and a family, and that was the inappropriate time to handle that. And plus, she actually at one time, Lisa does to say, "Look, he's not like that. We've been to clubs together. He has never ever said, 'Hey, go get that girl for me.'" She said he wasn't like that, but she had to keep pushing. Oh, so you don't know, bitch? I just told you he wasn't like that from my point of view. So it was just tactless, and I don't understand why she did it. And
I tell you, would have shut a lot of shit down. Would have shut a lot of shit down is if we had more people being interviewed like Tyson. Remember that one interview where the guy told Tyson that he was a convicted rapist, and Tyson read him his rights and put him in his place and scared the hell out of him. If we had more Mike Tysons in the world, like now, don't get me wrong, Lisa Leslie handled that with class. But if there was a Mike Tyson there and Gail would have said that to him, Tyson would be like, "Look, nobody said that but you. You come across Tyson would have got in her ass, man. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, it's just these guys are pieces of shit, and this is nothing new, but I feel like 2019, you know what, 2017, 2018, 2019, and freaking 2020, these journalists, they've always used this shady code of ethics when it suits them, but it's like, this is a recent tragedy. You want to ask your scumbag questions, you save it. But they were literally getting on this. If y'all remembered, right after the accident, people were getting on this. Oh, why can't we talk about the fact that Kobe was convicted of this? Well, guess what? He wasn't convicted. Okay, let's just get that out right now. He was never formally charged for anything. So in my mind, it's innocent until proven guilty, right? Isn't that how the law works? You never proved he was fucking guilty, and you could say, oh, it was settled out of court. You don't know why it was settled out of court. No one was in the room to hear the discussions. So as far as I'm concerned, he's not guilty of nothing, and y'all need to get off of his dick and let the poor man rest in peace and let his family grieve and stop being low-life fucking scumbags.
Yeah, my thing on this is, honestly, there's no need to be so opportunistic on something like this, man. Like we've all seen the case. We all know what happens, man. And then the man died. That's all it is. Like I feel like this is kind of a repeating thing because I think it was last year when we had the whole thing with Michael Jackson and that whole thing come up, and Oprah was on this whole tirade about, oh, Michael Jackson's guilty, XYZ, and then we had the whole thing with the radio stations shutting down, playing his music. Like that was a big thing, only for them to turn around and say, only for the evidence to come out, everything that was said in that documentary was just nonsense. And did we hear anything else from Oprah after that? No.
And which one interviewed R. Kelly? Wasn't it Gayle King?
That was Gayle. Yeah, that was Gayle. Yeah.
So, and you know what? Let's talk about that. How come everyone was on, R. Kelly's side, but we're sitting here crucified? It's like we crucify some people and we let some people slide. And it's ridiculous. If you're going to have this attack, if you're going to have an attack mentality, then let's have it for both sides.
Everybody.
But Oprah's too busy giving away fucking cars to have logic. So,
Yeah, it's honestly like I'm going to just close it out. But honestly, it's disgusting. It's honestly, it's disgusting. It's mean. It's foul. That woman lost her husband. That woman lost her child. That whole entire family. So, dude, somebody lost their father, their husband, somebody lost their niece, nephew, whatever. Like a lot of lives were lost. Like this is not the time for them to go back and dig up old skeletons. I don't want to say that's skeletons. It's he wasn't charged.
Old news.
It's old. It's old news, and like there's so much other. So you're telling me there's, out of all the things you could cover. Of all the things you can cover, of all the things happening in the world, this is what you choose to cover? No, that's evil. That is evil. That is evil. That is evil. And some way, somehow, that karma will come back.
It goes deeper than that because all this good stuff that he did since that one blemish.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing you want to hear.
That's the only blemish. He was coming. Leslie was saying he was trying to steadily improve the quality of the WNBA.
Well, and I guess I had to laugh. Like, are we supposed to care that Gayle hasn't slept in 2 days and she's not doing well? I said, Oprah has some balls, man. She's sitting there crying, talking about, Gayle's not doing good. She hasn't slept in 2 days. She's been getting death threats.
The only thing I feel sorry about her, I don't think she deserved death threats.
Nah, definitely.
No.
She deserves somebody getting in her ass like Snoop was, and saying their opinions. I don't have no problem with that. But she don't deserve to be, I'm gonna kill you, all that kind of stuff. But you gotta be careful what you say, man. You gotta be careful what you say.
Yeah, well then she sounded crazy talking about, the studio was the one that released that part. But listen, it doesn't matter if she did a 50-minute interview. And in those 40, let's say 48 minutes, she was praising Kobe, but then you press that part that they showed, that it just ruined, that's like making a pot of greens. That's just, it's gonna taste good when it's done. And one little roach falls in there, messes up the whole pot. You gotta throw the whole pot away.
You're right.
It's contaminated. Just like one little roach fucked up the whole pot of greens. That's so that's just sounded stupid what she said.
She ain't gonna have a job because If she is lying about that, CBS gonna fire her ass just to show us we sitting here talking.
Mm.
I
No,
hope
And it's
no,
like,
they won't because this is the kind of trash that they've been making for years. For years. That whole you know what? I think she's a scumbag, but let's not forget too. This is someone at the higher up had to okay that dumb bullshit to go forward. So you can't CBS can't even skate and go, "Oh, we didn't know what was in the interview." Bullcrap. You know how much things you got to go through even while you're quote unquote live? You think they just don't cut off interviews when things are going south and you're telling me that just happened to slip? Give me a break. The company should be held accountable as well as the person.
Thin
Hey,
They're
agenda.
did
just
you
as
see
wrong.
that episode where the white lady was saying something and she said the N word, but she was trying to say like the
Lakers.
Lakers and
Lakers, yeah.
yeah,
that sounded really bad. But everybody swept them down. That was a slip. But man, she sounded just like she meant to say exactly what I heard.
yeah. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing.
I was like, whoa, what'd she say? I must have played that thing about 10 times. 'Cause I thought I was hearing stuff.
No,
Keep-
he played for the Lakers. She combined Knicks with Lakers. Lakers.
Yep.
Shit, wow.
Who in the hell referred to the Knicks as the Knickerbockers? Nobody but Walt Frazier.
Right, nobody.
Nobody but Walt Frazier.
And I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I never called them Knickerbockers.
I know. Nobody but Walt Frazier, man.
You know, I lived in New York for a good majority of my life. I had never heard that ever said once.
Listen, man. You watch the Knicks play. Walt Frazier is the only person that says New York Knickerbockers.
That term was before they had like the standard league hoops. They were just still playing outdoors. That's like the old school terminologies.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, this is it's been a really dope stream. I think I got like the best people to talk about power on this stream, hands down. Best power discussion on YouTube. Period.
Well, I will say this. I will only come back and talk about that punk ass Tyreek if it's us five. But anybody else, I ain't talking about it. I ain't unless y'all DM me and say let's watch it. Other than that,
Danny, I feel like we got to start a stream where we have like a meditation session because I feel like you need like the grief counseling after going to the I feel like we gotta have to get you.
I'm serious, man. What are you doing? You spend that much time and you cheer for somebody and they do some bullcrap. Man, if I could slap Courtney, I'd go there.
But yeah, man, this has been a really fun stream. Turned out way better than I expected. We had some dope conversations about power. This may be the final time that you'll see, these five people, including me, talking about power. At least probably till book 3 come out, because that's what I'm looking forward to. Give me the prequel.
Book 3
Nobody cares about. You said what?
Book 3 is going to be about what? The young version of Ghost, Tommy, and Angela?
Yeah, it's going to be raising Kanan. So it's mostly going to be centered around Kanan and whatnot. But yeah, it's just like, it was dope how this came together, though, because I originally wanted to, like, do, like, live streams with General Zod. Like, I had plans with, like, and I also wanted to work with Rashad, but I was just like, I at the time I just didn't want to force it, and I felt like this was the perfect time. I met ROLIVER just this year. Shout outs to Second Street Marvel for putting me onto your channel.
For real, thank you, man, for listening to this.
And You know what I'm saying? General Zod, I've known him since last year. You know, we go way back. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've known General Zod like damn near my whole life and shit. You know, Dan, Danny, I had to get him on because like say he had nobody talk power with, so it's just
Nobody.
like that's a perfect opportunity for me to like collab with him and stuff and having conversations with him on Zod's channel. That was really fun.
Yeah.
And to now just have everybody here, it's really dope because everybody, has something interesting to say about the show, and that's the whole point of it. But I'm gonna start wrapping things up. Uh,
We gotta find the
yeah,
next big show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the only I know for a fact that me and Rashad probably the only ones that watch Snowfall.
I
Oh
watched
no,
the
that's
first
not
season, but
good.
I kind of fell
I
off.
I I still like Snowfall. I know me and Rashad don't see eye to eye with the last season finale, but I
Um,
think it's definitely worth watching because like for me, if we're comparing the two, I feel like Snowfall's a little bit more grittier than Power
yeah, oh
because like
yeah, oh yeah.
because Snowfall doesn't really have like that jokey joke shit going on. It's a little bit more serious and whatnot. But yeah, we definitely gotta find something like because I like this group right here. I like this group. This I feel like it works. Um, everybody has different energy. Everybody brings something to the table. But I'm gonna start closing this out, and everybody can give their outros. I'm gonna start with Rolliver.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
man. Once again, man, thank you for having me, yo. It was a pleasure doing the stream with y'all. Y'all are a great bunch, bro. For real. But you could find me at Roll of a Queen Reviews. Just type in roll. It's literally Oliver Queen, just with the R. Yeah, that's all it is. Oh, but Roll of a Queen Reviews on Twitter. Roll of a Queen Reviews _. Same thing Instagram. Roll of a Queen Reviews _ Yeah, that's it, man. Thank you again for having me here.
No problem. No problem. Rashad, let them know where they can find you.
Yes, Rashad G Reviews YouTube, Rashad G Reviews also Instagram. Don't have a Twitter. I guess one of the few people that still don't do Twitter, but is what
No,
it
no,
is.
you're not the only one that doesn't have a Twitter. Our friend, me and our friend Terrence does not have a Twitter. We've been trying to get him to get a Twitter because it makes sending these links a lot easier when
Okay,
you get.
okay. Yeah, I'm just like in the Stone Age, I guess. But yeah, Rashad G Reviews YouTube. Yeah, I review movies, shows, whatever is going on that I feel like talking about. I discuss it. I do a lot of videos with my cousin. We talk power together, whatever kind of stuff. So we definitely let tune in for those. And I will be subbing to every one of y'all channels because yeah, this was dope. Y'all had a blast doing this. And thank you for having me on. Yeah, because I think Purp's the only one that I'm sub to, so I'm subbing to every single one of y'all, and I'm fucking with y'all, man. So thanks for having me on.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man. Like the content you put out with you and your cousin is hilarious. Y'all two is just it had me rolling, had me rolling. I love it.
Yeah,
But
appreciate that, man. Appreciate it.
all right, Danny at Comic Chat.
I just want to say thanks, man. I appreciate the invite. Ever
No
since
problem.
you invited me, you and Zod, man, we had some intense conversations. Even though he think I'm a Tommy hater, I'm really not. I'm Team Ghost. But you can find me on Twitter at Comet Chats with the S. You can find me on YouTube, Comet Chat. I usually do a show every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, which does different countdowns and stuff. We rank things at last tonight we did best intros for cartoons and we did best who's the best Superman, best Spider-Man, that kind of stuff. I do a lot of comic book stuff, but I also do movies. This is really my only serious kind of show I do with y'all guys. Like I said, I hope we can find another show we can rock together. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna sub to everybody on here. I've already subbed to Perp and Zai, but I will um sub to Rashad, and I'm sorry, and what's the other gentleman name? Rolliver Queen. I'll make sure I do that tonight.
Thank
But
you, thank you,
again,
thank
I,
you.
I appreciate it, man, and let's do this again.
Okay. Mr. General Zod.
I'm
Mr.
glad
General
you
Zod.
saved me for last.
Yeah, I know. How you know?
This has been the most breaking, ground shaking, but never media show money taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain in YouTube entertainment today, Mr. General Zod. It's been an honor to be on this panel. I really appreciate the invite, and you guys are a cool bunch. I'm really glad that you let a Tommy icon come on because I know Batman wanted to beat him up. So I'm glad that I can be right next to the Batman icon. And yeah, it's been awesome talking with you guys. I hope to find a show we could all talk about again. It was very dynamic conversation, and if you all want to see some wacky shenanigans, come over to the late night talks with me and PB and Mr. Purp over here, and everyone. We're going to talk about the Oscars, and that should be hilarious because that shit was stupid funny and for all the wrong reasons. So definitely come and we try to stream at the midnight hour. I try to do it twice a week, and I got a talk show that I do where I interview other YouTubers. So come and check out the Fandom Zone. You might like it. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
You're not gonna say your little catchphrase?
Oh yeah, and don't forget, kneel before Zod.
Oh,
Never in life, but I appreciate you showing up, Zod. I thank everybody that popped up and showing love. Shouts to Tommy. Tommy is the hardest working moderator on YouTube, period. Nobody works harder. You will find this man moderating like 10 streams at once. Nobody else is doing that. But I appreciate everybody on this panel popping up and making this happen. Also, I got a bunch of videos. I dropped like 13 videos in the last like 48 hours or something like that. So, uh, yeah. So I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I might cover the Samsung Unpacked event today.
hey, Perp,
Yeah.
can we do a review? Has everybody seen Birds of Prey?
Yeah, I see it.
If you could, if
Not
I can,
yet, but I'm gonna catch a matinee this week though.
I'll watch it on bootleg.
You could probably do a Birds of Prey roast or something. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe sometime next week.
All right.
Or wait, Zod, wait, we already did a round table on your channel. We could do a part 2.
Yeah, because me, you, and LB did one, but I'd be down to
Yeah.
do another one. Because I never get tired, of
I
the
saw the
15
doggone
videos that
box
came out.
office. The box office numbers today, boy, was they in trouble.
Yeah, I heard the Green Lantern numbers 2011. Yeah, that's bad.
But yeah, this has been a dope show once again. I want to thank everybody, thank the chat, thank everybody. Um, this worked out way better than I expected. Uh, but yeah, stay tuned because I'm gonna drop my trailer for the Purp Show season 2 episode 3. That won't come out till next month. So and my live streams, like my Perp shows, will be, you'll at least get like 2 episodes a month instead of just 1. So so definitely stay tuned for that. I'm gonna drop that I should have been dropped that shit while I was sitting here. But yeah, the release date will be in that trailer. So if you want to find out the release date, or the start time and the date and whatnot, what I'm saying, stay tuned for that and any future content. And I appreciate everybody being here. And it's been cool. But until next time, I will see y'all later.
Later.
Yo, peace.
Bye.